And one of the things that have raised many eyebrows, actually, has been the sending of El Kiswa, or a part of the Kiswa, which is the cloth of the Kaaba, to Jeffrey Epstein, and where in the email communications he's mentioning that he wants pieces of the Kaaba, or at least that's being mentioned to him. And we know that he's got this temple that he had on the island that had a dome like a masjid on it. So the question raises itself as to why this is all the case. And a plausible explanation for this is that this is used for sorcery and black magic. Now, many people will not understand what I mean by that, and especially if you're coming from a secular or materialist perspective. Black magic and these kind of things are seen as superstitions of old. But the truth of the matter is, black magic is clearly something the elites understood and they believed in. And the fact that pieces of the Kaaba or cloth of the Kaaba or something like that was sent is something that was understood by Islamic scholars aforetime, as well as, by the way, Jewish scholars as well, because the desecration of sacred items or sacred objects is a method that you can do black magic.
I agree.
I mean, you know more than this than me probably, just because you research so much. But some other stuff they do is I've heard they torture animals. Destroying innocence is a very common thing.
It shows loyalty to the demonic realm, to the abyss of the shaitan and the jinn. So they like to do rituals like, for example, in the religion of Islam, it's forbidden to have relations with your wife during her menstrual cycle. They like to do magic during that time period. They like to do rituals when a woman's menstruating. They like to take anything that's holy and sacred and defile it so they can show loyalty to shaitan, Satan, and his army, so they can try to gain some knowledge or powers from that dimension. This is an interdimensional battle. I've been saying it on the biggest shows around the world. One episode you all can check out is God, Aliens, and the Demonic Realm on the Danny Jones podcast. This stuff is real, folks, and you cannot be a believer in the God of Abraham and not believe that black magic is real. We know this from the story of Pharaoh, right? May he be cursed. We know the story of Pharaoh and his magicians. And they, embraced Islam when they saw the miracles of Moses with God's power, right? And they lost their lives, actually. They were martyred.
Mm-hmm.
They died as believers of God, right? The story's also in the Quran.
Yeah, it's also part of the wisdom that God can turn even the most wicked of hearts into believers.
The Christians, in my opinion, they got it wrong in the Bible. They said Solomon was a sorcerer. Prophet Solomon, peace be upon him. No, he was not.
Crazy.
The prophet Solomon had the ability to command every living creature in this dimension and that dimension. And because they don't understand the concept of free will and that human beings are not the only ones that have free will, the prophet Solomon, peace and blessings be upon him, was one of the mightiest messengers and prophets of God. And he had a gift and he prayed for a dominion that no one would ever have before or after him, which was to control both dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot say you believe in the God of Abraham, peace and blessings be upon him, and not believe in black magic. I don't care if you're a Christian, Muslim, or Jew. I think the Jews know very well about this, okay? Babylonian, black magic, all that stuff ties in. Then you see places like Bohemian Grove, where they dress up in cloaks. Like, how many times do these people have to get caught red-handed